Ooh, I did it. Normally Rachel controls the music for me, so I'm still a work in progress on figuring that all out. So welcome everyone. As you can hear, I'm a little bit under the weather today. So I'm super happy that Jordan is still here to do most of the talking because I
Well,
don't know
not there. I'm
how
over here.
long. Yeah, notice she's in the other room. She is not in here with me. They're treating me as if I have the plague right now. So but welcome everybody. It is Monday once again. And oh my gosh, last week was a whirlwind. We went to the Boss Reseller Remix. Met so many of you that came out for that and just had a blast. I've got lots of video to get added in and do things, but I literally yesterday, I don't think I got out of bed except twice. So yesterday was that do nothing day. But here we are. I'm feeling much better, way better than I felt yesterday. So I feel like, a couple more days, I'm gonna be like back at it. So, but I got to get creative in my video content because I will not go out in public and get anybody else sick. I just won't do that. So who knows? Who knows what video is going to be out this week? But something that has come up many times on my show and in talking on Facebook and other places is that we are no longer in a just list it and forget it mode with our online businesses, especially since eBay has it in our user agreement that they don't even have to show our listings. You guys know that. You agree to that, right? You agree that your listing may never be seen, which is crazy, but we agree to it. So we're going to talk today about why you need to do something to market your business and some things you can do to market your business. Now, I really sucked at Instagram until when did you start getting me going on Instagram? About a year ago?
About a year ago, yeah.
About a year ago. Jordan really pushed me to get Instagram going more. And I'm still not anywhere near what I could be on Instagram, but I can tell you the growth I've seen on my Instagram following has been tremendous with just doing some of the things that Jordan has coached me on and just being consistent too. Like that's the other thing. Consistency is like a thread through business in general. So you guys can put your questions about social media platforms and how to use those over in the chat. I'm going to try to watch really close of what's happening with those over there. I wish I could shrink myself and just make Jordan like bigger on the screen, but StreamYard's not cooperating with me doing that. Oh, Chelsea says she just downloaded Instagram 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. So that's a good place to start, Jordan. What is the first thing somebody should do once they've got Instagram?
That is a great question. And I would say the first thing, oh, there I am. Hello. The first thing that you should be doing is setting up your profile. So putting the keywords in the page of, let me see if I can pull it up on my Instagram and show you kind of what it looks like and what I'm talking about here. So up here, if you go to your profile, you can see up here I have fashion model. That's the category that I'm in. And then I put San Diego model. And then I put a couple hashtags in mine. And I have a link because I have over, I think it's 1,000 followers. So that is what you want to do. You want to optimize and tell the algorithm what you're going to be putting on your page. So if it's reselling, if it's clothing, if it's vintage clothing, if it's, a specific type of pottery that you always find, if it's antiques and collectibles, whatever that niche is that you have, you want to put it in there. And if you have a in-person location, then you want to put the area that you're selling. So if you're doing something online and broad, do not put a location. If you're doing something in person and very like pinpoint, want people to go to that place, then you want to put a location. So that's why I have San Diego, because I'm in San Diego as a model. I want people to travel to me, or I want to travel to people. So Let me know if that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah, and I actually, I could pull up my profile too, because you actually created my profile. So let me share the screen. I thought I already had it set to share. StreamYard, why are you messing with me today? There we go. There we go. Goodness. It helps if I have a few brain cells working today. So here is what mine looks like. You just had me put the hashtags in here, which are hashtags that I use in my posts as well. And then you want to talk about Linktree?
Yeah, so Linktree is actually getting flagged by a lot of the platforms now as something that it won't support, at least on TikTok is what I found. But Linktree is a really cool way to send people to different places that you have. So if you have an eBay store, if you have your YouTube channel, if you have a reoccurring link. So like we have up on my mom's page, it's her latest video. So we swap that link out and can put the latest video so people can easily access it from when they go to her page.
I just realized we never even added the website. It's not a very good website right now.
But this we actually created in Canva, and we used her domain and called it Linktree because people were familiar with what a Linktree is, but it's not an actual Linktree. So Linktree is a website itself that you can use to create this, or you can go create a website redirect page in Canva and host it there. So there's a couple different ways to do it.
See, I didn't even know you did that. You're so smart.
I just don't tell you most of the time.
No, which is fine with me. Just make it work. Let's see. Do we have any questions coming in? Oh, Donna says her daughter helped her set it up too. That's my biggest advice. If you have a 20 to 30 something that you have access to, they know this stuff. They know how to set these things up. They know how they grew up with it. Like we had to learn it after we were already set in our ways. For them, it's just like the way things are. You know, it's like learning to walk or talk. You learn to manage the internet and all the social stuff. So just find yourself a young person. Let's see. We are streaming over on Facebook too. So I see my Facebook peeps in there. Hello, Madison. Yes, Rebecca is down at the, you guys think that I haven't been doing anything down at the store. Well, that's true. But I have a great team. And this is the thing. I know it's a little off the topic of marketing, but you guys, as you grow your business, you will need to add team members. Like there gets to a point where there's nothing else you can squeeze into a day. And that's when you hire people. So for me, I have somebody who does shipping. And now I have somebody who is going to be managing the new thrift store and who's down making sure everything's getting done. And so we're getting some big things accomplished today, lighting and slat wall. So thank you, Rebecca. All right, Tiffany has a question. Jordan, can you please explain the difference between posts, reels, and stories and when to use them? That's a great question.
Yes. Okay. So if you go to your page, right, we looked at that before, your feed is going to be your posts. So those are your pictures or a video. So you can post a video on your post or you can post it as a reel. We'll get into the nitty gritty of why you would do either one later, but that's kind of the basics. So your post is things that are going to be on your page forever. You want it to be there. It'll go in chronological order and you'll always see it. A story is only there for 24 hours. So that is something, if you go to a dinner, if you go do something that you're in the moment, you want to tag the location, it's just something fun that you're sharing, something that doesn't need to be there consistently or always, then you're going to post that as a story because it disappears after a while. A reel, this is what Instagram introduced to compete with TikTok. it's that longer size video. So if you know anything about the ratios on the different platforms, Instagram has traditionally been a 1-to-1 ratio. It's very square. I think it's 9:16 is the frame of the longer video. So it takes up more of the phone screen and real estate on the platform. So when you're creating reels, those are your videos, but you want to be able to, it's things that you filmed vertically, not horizontally. So if you filmed it horizontally and you can compress it into a square, post that as a post, as a video post, versus if you filmed it upright, post it as a reel. That's kind of a
quick question, because I'm over here looking. So can you only do stories and reels from your phone, from the phone app?
I
Because that's what
believe
it looks like.
if you go to the Facebook page manager, so from the Instagram app itself on a web computer, you can only do posts. But there is this hidden Facebook it's not marketplace. I think it's called the Facebook Business Suite Manager. Let me see if I can find it really fast.
You have to do it through Facebook.
Correct. So
post over to Instagram.
Yes.
So let's talk about that too before we like totally confuse people of how those two platforms interact.
So Facebook owns Instagram, obviously, and it has this very hidden content manager platform that lets you schedule content, lets you upload and host drafts. If someone else is taking content for you, or if you're taking content and sending it to someone else to post for you, that's a good way to have everything housed in one place. And then you can schedule out all of your posts for the full month. You can post reels there. I believe you can post stories there as well and schedule them. And then you can do regular posts. And then you can share to both Facebook and to Instagram. Is that?
Yeah, because a lot of my Facebook posts now are because I've put it on Instagram first and then it carries over. But the same is true. Facebook carries over to Instagram too, if you set that up, which is, you guys, like, people think it's like redundant to have it in both places, but it's different audiences. There's a lot of people on Instagram that don't want to be on Facebook and vice versa.
Oh, I post my TikTok. So I use a tool called repurpose.io. And I take my TikToks and I repurpose them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And all 4 of those places see the same video, but it's 4 different audiences that see each one.
Nice.
But the Facebook place to go look at all that, it's called the Meta Business Suite. And if you've set up a page on Facebook, that's how you access it. So,
which I highly recommend. Everyone who, I mean, if you're a hobby seller, this may not apply to you, but if you have a business, an online reselling business where you are counting on that income and counting on people coming to buy your stuff, you need to set up this social media stuff, because you can be in control of driving your traffic and building a following, and a Facebook page just makes sense for that. Do not go out and pay for ads or anything like that, but get the page set up so that you have these tools at your disposal too. Bougie agrees. All right, before I miss this question, Marcy's asking, how do I learn how to add music to Instagram? Are there copyright strikes?
So you can add music to either a story or a reel, and there are no copyright strikes technically on Instagram, but it gets a little tricky when you're promoting your business. So anytime that you are a business running an ad or promoting a product that you're going to profit off of, you cannot use other copyrighted music. So it gets into the weeds because there's no one specifically like YouTube saying like, oh, you can't post this specific thing talking about this thing you're selling. So you just want to be careful to make sure anytime that you're selling something specific or talking about selling or promoting your business in a specific way, you're not using copyrighted music. Everyone needs a Jordan in their life. I hear that at work too. Everyone they want a Jordan. That's a very common thing. Mom, come back. Where'd you go? Did we lose her?
See, you couldn't hear me. Haha, that's what I was testing. That's what I was testing.
Don't abandon me.
I won't. I'm right here. Let's see. Yeah, Melissa keeps posting. I normally do a whatnot sale on Monday nights, but for obvious reasons, I'm postponing. I'm going to try doing one on a Wednesday night. So I'm going to do a 3 o'clock on Wednesdays. I just postponed a couple days so I can get my voice back before I.
You were supposed to come teach me how to do a whatnot sale, and now I have to figure it out on my own. That's going to be interesting.
Okay, here we go. What can you do to help yourself if you sell a lot locally through Facebook Marketplace and offer up larger items?
So Facebook Marketplace is a beast of its own that helps you market and is like its own kind of profile. I don't sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace, nor have I listed there because of how overwhelming it can be sometimes when you're just trying to do one or two things. But I would say the most important thing there is to consistently republish. So I think that there is a like refresh or republish your listing thing. So you should go through and do that. Make sure your pictures are good quality. That's the biggest thing when you're selling on a marketplace like OfferUp, or it's all about the first picture that people see that want to click on to look at more and then would potentially come in to buy it. So good lighting, nothing else kind of in the back frame, or a good stylized picture. That is your key for selling on those platforms.
All right, we have another question here. So the live Facebook video option can be filmed live horizontally, because back in the day it didn't accept this. Yeah, so actually, Rebecca, I'm live right now on Facebook, and I'm in a 16:9 horizontal mode. Granted, I'm not doing it from my phone, so I don't know how that changes things, but I know I have gone live from my phone and I hold the phone horizontal. So thoughts
it does it both ways. Yeah.
The thing is that once you do it vertically, that doesn't convert over to YouTube at all. So anybody who wants to also do anything on YouTube, you got to go horizontal.
Well, YouTube will. It just puts that weird black screen on the edges.
It doesn't look good. Thank you, Melissa, for posting all the links. Do the best. Jordan's TikTok is great, you guys. It's pure entertainment. Get your adult children to get on TikTok so you can keep track of what they're doing in their life. I'm just saying.
Don't do that. Don't do that. My personal TikTok is just my own pure entertainment. I'm just a funny comedian there.
It's very entertaining.
I do UGC for other brands. So I'll create videos for other brands to use on their platform. So occasionally you'll see me do a review or an Amazon unboxing, but mostly it's just silly, goofy.
Where can I find uncopyrighted music to use? I actually use a site. I pay because I do music all the time. So I pay for a site called Epidemic Sound, which is fantastic. Like you can find so many different things, but YouTube also has music for like YouTube videos. There's a whole YouTube catalog of music that is free to use. I don't know about on other platforms because it's not as sensitive an issue, but I would go, I mean, I'm sure there's other like free sites. I always just worry about free, guys. I really do. Like I would rather pay for something so I have some recourse if something goes awry. For instance, with Epidemic Sound, one time I got a copyright strike for a song that I got from them. And because YouTube is impossible to get through to customer support of any kind. And so I went to Epidemic Sound and I told them what happened. They had it fixed within 2 hours because they knew that I was their customer. So they must have some to do that. So that's why I
look for, if you Google royalty-free music, that's a good way to find some of those sites that you can just get like 1 or 2 songs if you're not doing a lot. But yeah, if you're doing a significant amount of video and you want to use music consistently, if it's not the same sound, just go purchase the rights to 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah.
And then
Jordan?
on Instagram and TikTok, if you are a business account, it will only show you the songs that you can use as a commercial, whatever, royalty free, uncopyrighted.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Somebody was suggesting you do your whatnot today. She can't. She's going home.
I am going home.
She's leaving me.
I don't want to get sick because I have to be in San Francisco on Thursday. So
we were supposed to go back to San Diego together, but I am now postponing that trip because. But I'm happy though, because this is like I get sick once a year and this is it. Now it's done. It's out of the way and I don't have to worry about it for a while. No, that's how it works for me. You hush, little one.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you.
Okay. What would my content be? What sold? What I found? Who am I marketing to draw people to my online stores, resellers or buyer or both? So found by chance, I talk a lot about this and this is why I'm the niche lady. Most people don't quite know, like, because I've always taught, know who your core customers are and buy the things that they will buy, that they're interested in. And so if you are buying those things that your core customer will be interested in, that also makes the marketing so much easier because now you can post things that will be of interest to them. I would not recommend that what sold. Your customers don't care about what sold. The people that care about what sold are other resellers. So if you're doing coaching, teaching, and you want to show that, yeah, I sell things, what solds are great. But what I found, if you can do it in a way that engages people, that, you know, makes them lean in, that makes me like, you know, if I had a whole bunch of glass lined up here on a counter and I started to film a video of that, my glass people would be there. They'd be like, oh, and they would stay for the whole thing. If I put a bunch of shoes there, my people would click off and go watch something else. So knowing who your customer is. So you choose your customer. They don't choose you. So just develop that. Develop who you want your customer to be around what it is you love to source and sell. That's the beauty of this business. You know, I always say, make it fun. That is what I mean by that is this does not have to be a drag. This does not have to be, oh, you know, I need to sell, you know, Post-it notes because that's a hot market item. No, I would be bored silly selling Post-it notes.
I think too, the biggest thing that I give advice for people is post what you want to see. If you like it, if you would rewatch your own video, if you're interested in, you know, whatever you're sharing, the people that like that will also find it. Right. So don't get hung up on what it needs to be, what's right, what's wrong. There is no right or wrong on social media. It's just doing it and keep doing it, keep doing it. The more you do it, the better you'll get an understanding of what works with people, what doesn't work with people. People will comment what they want to see, what they want to see more of. If there's something missing from, you know, the context of what they saw, they'll ask questions about it. So once you start building an audience, you'll get an idea of what they want to see more consistently from you.
Yeah. And it doesn't, I think a lot of people get stuck on, I have to show the products I'm selling, and you don't. Only 20% of marketing is the actual products you're selling. You want to show decorating ideas. You want to show, if you're selling, you know, let's say barware, you can do cool cocktail recipes. You think outside the box of what am I selling into how is that item used? How is somebody putting this in their home? Give them the idea so that then, of course, you want to link over to where you're selling the items that they're going to be interested in. So it's just like coming up in a search. You want to get that click-through rate, and then you want the conversion of a sale, but you first got to get them there. And so that's how you get them there and get them to follow you. And then every once in a while, you can hit them with that cool thing that you found, you know, because they've already kind of developed a relationship with you. So You don't want to just hit people with a kiss, 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 kiss. You have to have the dates first. I guess, it's 2022
What
and
are
that
you?
does not
What?
apply anymore,
Oh
but
boy. Oh boy. You and your
all right.
analogies, Mom. I will
Hey,
say people have a story. They want to see the story. Either it's your story, the item story. So you discovered this thing, you learned about it, you learned the history behind it, you learned how it can be utilized in a space. It's like the hero's journey. You're bringing it up, you're building it up. It was dusty on the shelf at a thrift store and you found it, you cleaned it off, and you discovered that it was this diamond in the rough, and now you've brought it back up to where it deserves
oh,
to be, kind of
people
thing.
love that stuff. They love it. Yeah. I love to watch that kind of stuff. On Whatnot, then can you show products horizontal? No, unfortunately, Whatnot. So you got to remember, Whatnot is only 2 years old. They are a brand spanking new baby company. And the programming to do some of these things is complex. So they have developed their software right now for phones. And phones, you do want to be on the vertical for their app. So it's good. I imagine it's coming, but because they've been told we need a bigger screen, we need a bigger screen. So they are taking all this feedback and doing what they can in the order of priority that they need to be doing. But Whatnot was represented very strongly at the Boss Reseller Remix. And Jack, I can't remember his last name. I remember his nickname, but I can't remember his last. Anybody remember his last? His name was Jack the Snack, is what they were calling him, because he's a young, good-looking guy. But he said, get in on the platform now. Like, this is the time. This is the foundation. How many of you got in on eBay back in the beginning and have watched eBay go from no pictures, no online payments? Like, there was so much evolution that happened in eBay with technology over time. Same thing's going to happen to Whatnot. So be in there now. Start building your following now with Whatnot. But for right now, you are still on the vertical with Whatnot. Thrifting Vegas says your IKEA one is the best of your TikToks.
Oh.
So Jordan had a Mini Cooper. Her car is grown.
It's an adult car now.
But her having the Mini Cooper and seeing the amount of stuff that she stuffed into that car was the inspiration behind me getting the juice box. I will just say, you can stay there as long as you behave yourself. Okay. Yes.
I did, Mom. I don't know if you saw in our private chat, I sent a link to my Upwork page where I have all my consultations. So if anyone's looking for a more like streamlined, conversation and my attention, I can work with you there and be available. You can schedule it directly with my calendar. So this just says kind of like the UGC videos that I create, which is the broad thing that I do, but we can talk about your specific channels. I can pull examples for you. What I do a lot with my clients is kind of get an understanding of what they've been doing or where they want to go, and then provide a couple examples of different pages that are kind of doing similar things that they can pull inspiration from and get a benchmark. So if any of you need more one-on-one help, I'll make my mom post that link here.
All right. Oh, my chat just totally like skipped. Stand by. All right. Let me. Okay. Gosh, one day I will get this streaming thing figured out.
I won't.
You be nice. Vintage and Vino. Hey, Danny, you know us, but our YouTube channel is growing slower than what we'd like. How can we market to get a ton of subs and viewers like you have? So, I do daily content, daily. And I don't think I'd recommend that going forward. I wish I had started with just like 2 a week, but I'm stuck now. Like, it's okay. I don't mind. But video, and this is for this is for everybody. So video is a lot of hard work. Sorry, the bird. Did you just spit? That was so weird. He's laughing at me too. Video is a lot of hard work, and to be as consistent as you need to be, you're going to have to put in the hustle to get those videos out, and not just, videos for video's sake, but you've got to pay attention to the quality of the footage and the storyline and the engagement level that you bring to the people that are watching. Anything that you do live, and I'm actually having some epiphanies about this after having talked to Harry. His name isn't Harry. His name is Josh. Josh of Harry Tornado channel. That lives actually can hurt your channel as far as building up the channel. Now, remember, I didn't do lives until about a year into doing my daily content. So I was already into the YouTube algorithm, and they knew I was putting out that content. So a lot of it is just getting some real consistency, and then getting the right keywords and things into your titles, making your thumbnails something that somebody wants to click on, and this is something that I'm still going through too, is like, I have to remember that my title and my thumbnail are not for the people who come and watch my videos every day. My title and my thumbnail are for the people who've yet to come watch one of my videos, or maybe they're not sure they want to subscribe and keep watching my videos. So think about that. Who are you trying to capture with your videos that isn't already watching? Because that's how you get growth. Because the people that watch are going to come watch. So that's it. But it's tough. It's tough to get in the groove and figure out that algorithm. I mean, I was on YouTube for 9 years before I monetized and grew. Like, I stayed pretty stagnant at like, he's biting my ear and saying, ow. And I'm trying not to react because it encourages him.
So here's actually, I wanted to step in here and say, when you're focusing on growing and focusing on the number of how many followers you have versus the engagement that you're getting from the people that you have, you're not putting yourself in a sustainable kind of like platform to grow, because you're not focused on listening and the natural flow of how building a community works. Focus more on how much engagement you're getting on each of your videos in that community that you're currently building, and see how you can elevate that number versus the total number of followers. Because if you look at like my mom's channels, she doesn't have as much or as many subscribers as, say, the Harry Tornadoes or the who was the other person that we were talking with. But the number of followers is different, but her engagement rates are so much higher that her channel is actually performing better than theirs in some ways because of that engagement level and the way that she focuses on building her community versus just getting subscribers. So focus less on that number that says how many subscribers you have, and focus more on how many comments are you getting on the videos? How often are people watching every single one of your videos? Like, what does your community look like there? So I think a lot is happening with social media too, with that number of followers. People are talking about the millions of followers they have and how great it was to like their channel blew up. That's not really happening anymore. With my TikTok, I only have 6,000 followers there, and my Instagram, I only have 4,000 followers there. And that would seem like a low number, but because my engagement rates are so high, people are interested in working with me, because when I do post a video, it's very well engaged with. People are liking it. People are watching it all the way to the end. There's more value in the content that I'm making than just the amount of people that are following me.
Very well said. Sandy is asking, I have been thinking of starting my channel. I want to sell, but do you think people would watch me starting from the ground up, or should I just kept it to sales? So people are generally not like, I think you mean you want to do live sales. And I would say, no, like it's going to be a frustration. And I've seen a lot of people jump right into doing a YouTube channel to do live sales, and you get very disappointed because you don't have the following yet to do that. I would suggest, if that's what you wanted to use YouTube for, go over and use Whatnot, because at least with Whatnot, you can get some traffic that are already buyers over there from Whatnot. And then you can use other social media such as Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook and those other things to drive people to your Whatnot sales. I honestly, if I wasn't so established with my live sales on YouTube, I would switch it all over to Whatnot, because Whatnot handles the whole payment thing, and they print the label. Like, it's all so streamlined, and I can sell so much in a short amount of time. It makes it worthwhile. But it goes back to what we just said. You have to have relationships. Business is about relationships, and somebody has to get to know you, and they get to know you through the content that you put out there, whether it be video or posts on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So that's how they get to know you and decide if you're somebody that they relate to, that they want to connect to, that they want to see more of what you're putting out there. So you want to add to that?
I will say, like we were talking about before, your story is important to people. Like, if you're looking to start from the ground up and document the way that your struggles, your learning experiences, those things are valuable if you're just looking to build and monetize your YouTube channel. So I would say that having that content is important and good, but not with the intention of selling anything directly from it. So it's a very indirect way of marketing yourself and humanizing your brand versus straight trying to sell individual things.
I mean, if you think about the Super Bowl commercials, how many people go there and watch commercial because it's going to sell you something? You go and watch those commercials because of the entertainment value, because you're looking to see what fun, quirky thing they're going to do, how they're going, like, there's a product there and you'll probably remember the product, but they're not there selling you that product. So if you can get that concept around marketing, that's the biggest thing. You have to sell without selling.
It's called brand awareness. That's that tool, is just the consistency of how often people see your ads. So like Taco Bell, there's how many times do you see
I just had a bell go off in my head.
Yeah, like, so what they're trying to do with their marketing is, when you're hungry, when you're trying to decide on when you want to go, that's when you're like, oh, Taco Bell exists. They're not trying to get you to buy when you see the ad. They're trying to just remind you that when you do come to that moment of decision, they're top of mind in your head.
Yep. And they are.
Always. Always.
I like metal, pewter, brass, but it doesn't seem to sell. Is it me, or am I doing something wrong? Without being able to see your store and how you're presenting your items and the titles you're using and the price points, there's so many different things. Like, is anybody selling those things? Because if you can go do a search and there are sellers that are doing well in those items, then it means that it does sell. So then you have to look at, how am I presenting it? And just so everyone knows, part of my membership levels is a very, very intensive, like, if you need me to go into your store and review and give you ideas on how you can make things better and make your sales better, I have that available. We actually have, I think we have one coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow I scheduled it for. Hopefully I have my voice. But we're doing an intensive tomorrow if anybody needs that one-on-one help.
I think too, if you're looking at a specific item and you're looking at how to market it, right? Because that's our whole conversation here. It's about how you're inspiring people to buy that item. So if there's not already a market that they know, like, there's an influencer talking about how they decorated with this specific type of item, or they're utilizing this in a color palette or a scheme, then do that for them. Be that inspiration for why the product that you have consistently is going to look well or good in their home.
Here's a great question. How successful would reselling be without social media?
I'd find a way.
That's
I
true.
mean,
If there wasn't social media, there would be something like there
social
would.
media is just an extension of human behavior. The algorithm, everybody talks about all the time, like, oh, I want to hack the algorithm, figure out how to hack the algorithm. It's just human behavior. So the more and more you're trying to keep up with the algorithm, the more and more you're feeding what the algorithm is going to be. So would reselling be successful? Yes, because it just is part of human nature. It's what we do. It's how we like to repurpose things. It's part of business. So I think it would be successful. I don't think it would be as easy and accessible, but
Let's see. I think I'm doing pretty good at catching these questions, you guys. It definitely helps when I'm not the only one talking. Yeah, LaDonna, I know there's a lot of resellers doing a separate live channel so as not to impact their primary channel. To me, keeping up with a second channel is just not an option. The other thing to do is just not monetize those lives, because I think that's when you get into what YouTube's really going to promote and not promote. Something that I am considering doing with mine is after I do the lives is to take it off of my public stream and put it into my members only for replay. I'm considering that. And then putting up a regular video on those days that I do a live. Still figuring out what I'm going to do there. What is Jordan's TikTok name?
J_Wheezy.
Yep. And Melissa is so kindly posting it over there in the chat. Okay.
It's so weird because when I first started on TikTok, it was just fun. I didn't think anything was going to come of it. I was just having a quirky, fun time because it was the pandemic and I was alone. And then people in the real world started seeing it. And I was like, what do you mean? How did you find me? I don't know. And it's still kind of that surreal, like I don't expect anybody to see my videos. And then my friends will come up and be like, that was the funniest video I've ever seen. And I'm like, what do you mean? Please don't watch them.
I think the thing that we have to realize too is there's such intensive that we talk the algorithm, but nobody really understands just how complex that algorithm is because it is based on each user's watching habits. There isn't just like one size fits all. It's like if I watch a couple of cute animal videos, it goes, aha, I'm going to send you more animal videos. And then if Jordan was to make an animal video, it's going to know to send me Jordan's video to watch next and so on and so forth. So just letting that algorithm work. And that's where you stay true to what you do with those same kind of niche keywords and stuff. Don't go all over the place and try to be everything to everyone. Find your wheelhouse.
And I like to recommend starting with 3. So use 3, what we call pillars of content. So you're going off of like, I do humor and I do Amazon reviews and I do educational, motivational kind of, I almost forgot what my 3 pillars were. So you can have 3 things that you kind of rotate between. And then on top of that, make sure that, only 1 out of 3 posts is directly either selling or promoting a product or kind of telling people what you want them to do with your page or your content. So it's a very smooth transition from how you are telling people what you do to asking them to do something with what you're doing, if that makes sense. What is my marketing experience? I've worked in digital marketing for the last 10 years. I currently run my own consultation business along with I work at a tech company in their marketing department. I've been marketing director for a few different brands. I've helped people launch YouTube channels. I help my mom with her marketing. So basically, I've just kind of been around marketing the last 10 years.
This is great. So 2 Glassy Sisters, they're not YouTube content creators. Instagram and whatnot are their social platforms, and they've gained a following based on high quality items their knowledge and willingness to learn from our followers as well. And I just love that you said this, you guys, because a lot of people sometimes may like poo-poo what I'm saying because, oh, well, you've got a big YouTube channel and it's easy for you to say you can get over there. But
Hi,
bye. See ya. Oh, he loves flying now. Okay. All right. Okay. Bougie's getting his exercise. But this just shows, yeah. And two Glassy Sisters, I can pretty much guess what they sell. I'm just thinking it's not shoes.
Glasses.
I don't know. So I'm already intrigued by the name. That makes me want to go check them out. And then if I go over there and they're selling awesome glass, I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to follow them. I may not buy the first time or the second time, but they're going to be on my radar. And then I'm going to just be there and like, oh my gosh, I got to have that. And then, I'm going to end up becoming a customer. And then I'm like, oh, well, I got a really good experience. I'm going to go back for more. And that's kind of how this whole thing happens. Let's see. Somebody was asking about Whatnot and needing to pay to be on Whatnot. So Whatnot does require immediate payment on items that you purchase. So they do ask for a credit card on file, and they may do like a test charge or something. I'm not sure about the $100 point. That may, I don't know. I would have to like look into that. They may be getting a little bit stricter with new people coming in because of getting people in there that then aren't able to pay for the things. Because that really messes up the seller because once the sale's over, like it's over. And then if that item got stuck in pending because there was a payment issue, then now they haven't sold the item and they have no way to know what it was, who bought it, none of that. So it's just a protection. Whatnot protects their sellers like no other platform. I will tell you that. It's pretty amazing. Should you add a link to your Facebook or Instagram in your listing? I don't think you're allowed to. Pretty sure. I know on eBay you're not allowed to. I don't know about other sites, but I don't think it's a good idea. Most sites don't want you to link outside of that site. Like they just don't. It's their playground. They want you to stay in it. So I would say no.
That's actually a pretty common thing that people are saying on TikTok now too. If you say link in bio or click the link in my profile, it'll actually hurt your analytics score because they want you to stay native on the app.
Yeah. Native on the app, meaning stay there. Because these are companies that their revenue comes from the engagement of the people staying on their app. So they do not want to give you the ease of sending people off of there. And that's where it also is good to have the same name everywhere because then people can easily find you on other platforms. Let's see. I see your really awesome comments. Thank you guys. I think I'm a little behind because I am trying not to miss any questions.
I saw someone talking about my gummy bear earrings.
Oh,
I actually have every color gummy bear as an earring to coordinate with all of my outfits because I found one pair and I was like, these are going to be my entire personality now. So,
and she's got gummy bears on her fingers too.
I do, which are quite obnoxious and I can't really type with them. And I'm ready to tear these things off.
Jordan, are your TikToks on Pinterest?
Some of them are actually. So with that app, repurpose.io, any of the TikToks that are, educational or about a product or would fit in kind of the Pinterest type of feed, I create a cover profile or a cover image for them on Canva, and then I schedule them through the repurpose.io app on my Pinterest.
Awesome. Lots of Whatnot questions. I really should get somebody from Whatnot to come on the show. I feel like I'm going to work on that because you guys got a lot of Whatnot questions. But when you bookmark on Whatnot, do you get an email reminder? No. No, you have to go over to Whatnot, and when you pull up your main page, when you come over there, it's going to show your bookmarked sales up at the top. So you just have to kind of remember. I am sure they're working on this because, again, it's in their best interest to have you remember when the sale is because they make money when you make money. So you got to know that this company is doing everything in your best interest in the perspective that they don't make money unless you do. You have to sell stuff for them to make money. So that they're working on it. Let's see. Oh, I've seen some comments about me potentially not having my replays. It's not going to happen anytime soon because I would have to have a video up in its place. So, but I'm kind of wondering if, and this is what I'm looking into, is if I could download the show and then upload it as a video. So it counts as a video and not a live.
Oh, here's a good question for your audience. So there were a lot of people at the conference this weekend that wanted tutorials on how to use Instagram, how to post a story, how to post a post. So if there's anybody that has questions like that, leave them for my mom, and then I can make a tutorial video and post it in her members only group so that you get a kind of walkthrough of how to use all the different buttons on all these different platforms.
Wait until the live is over and leave it as a comment because then Jordan has access to that without me. How similar do your 3 pillars need to be?
Not at all. They can be, actually, the more diverse your pillars are, the better you're going to get your kind of rhythm going. So my pillars are not similar at all. It's education, inspiration, funny comedy, and Amazon purchases. So all 3 of those videos kind of get shown to different audiences on my TikTok platform.
Danny, have you done any comparisons with your eBay stores? You had mentioned having the second store for comparisons. Unfortunately, the second store has been on a long-term hiatus because all of the inventory got put into storage, and it didn't get put into storage in a way that I had access to it. So I have been having to wait on getting that store reopened as I get my storage units emptied, which is going to happen now that I have a store. But yeah, then I will probably 2023 will be my big comparison year because now I have the YouTube following to know kind of what's organically being led over by things that I do versus, I'll do everything anonymous over there so that it can't be brought back as mine. And then we'll see. And you guys know, I'm going to keep you posted on that. Let's see. Wow, we got 6 minutes left.
Bushy's not happy about that.
You happy about that, Bush? He hasn't done any dancing today.
You say that, and now he starts clicking.
Wait, you want to dance?
This is my favorite thing. You can barely see him. We got to get him to scoot over.
Oh, I can't get him to scoot over. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come here. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't move him over anymore.
He's so sassy.
Hold on. Stand by. Here we go. My next step is to get him a little disco ball and have him do it when I put the little disco ball over his head. That's the next step in bird training. Okay. I may have missed a question. We have a few minutes left. Now would be the time. If I haven't answered it, put it in again real quick, and we'll get to as many as we can.
Oh, I can go my flash round marketing advice. So marketing is not just your social media. Marketing is every second of time that your customers interact with you. So it's your profile image, it's your name, it's when they're opening their packages at home. So any time that you can solidify your brand and make all of that one cohesive process, that is going to be more beneficial for you. So if it's, leaving a little note card with your social media profiles in their package when they get it, or if it's a coupon for coming back and shopping with you again, kind of solidifying that relationship with them and making it an experience to engage with your brand anytime that you can, that's also included in your marketing.
And eBay gives you the tools to do the coupon thing. Like that one just became so much easier to do. It's like, here's a coupon, come back and buy again. Hello. So yeah, you guys use those tools that are given to you. Do you mind sending folks over after your Whatnot Wednesday? Oh, Impish Artist. So you were going to do yours. Are you still doing yours today? Impish Artist just going to do their first sale on Whatnot. And I always support the people who come through my link. I feel a responsibility for you. So she let me know that she was going to do her first Whatnot. And I think you were going to do it today after mine, but since I'm not doing one, are you going to? So you're going to do it Wednesday at what time? Wednesday at what time, Impish? The Impish Artist is, okay, so that's the thing with Whatnot. Everything has to be squeezed into one word username. So you guys, everybody go look for the Impish Artist over on Whatnot. Let's support them in their first sale. Be super awesome. After mine ends. Okay. You might need to remind me because this is how my brain works. But come in to mine, and make sure that I remember because I get very distracted. Ask her. I get distracted very easily.
We all do. It's okay.
Is Whatnot for little items only? No, Whatnot's for anything you want to sell on Whatnot. I think the reason people are doing lightweight, small items is because of the shipping. The shipping still has some growing pains. They don't do calculated, so everything is like on a worst cases basis. Worst cases basis. That did, you know what I'm saying?
Basis.
Worst case basis. But they are working on it. That's the thing. They are worried. They hear you. They hear you. They know they have to fix these things, but programming is not like instant. Programming takes time. They have to work in the code, and then they have to test it, make sure it's all working, and then they have to incorporate it into the app in an update, and it's kind of a process. All right, guys. Yeah, it's only priority. They don't do, but they're also working on that. They did just add media mail, but it's tricky because it's not all categories. So if you sell a book in like the estate category, you won't have the media mail option. Like they're working it out. They're working it out, but it's a step in the right direction. Definitely a step in the right direction. And with live sales, you guys, you don't have to be on camera. You can just, your hands can be on camera. Just your hands. But if you're outgoing and you've been told you have a good personality, be on camera. There is no better way to connect with your potential customers and your audience than to have eye-to-eye contact. I mean, truly, if you can step out of your scared shell and trust me, I think pretty much everybody has this. There's a few exceptions out there. We know. We'll push them aside for a moment. But the majority of people don't like to see themselves on camera. We don't like looking at ourselves. And if you can push past that and put yourself out there, the rewards of growing a business will be, number one, it's so much faster. Number two, people will feel, I don't want to say obligation, but a little bit of an obligation, like, oh, shoot, they see me, kind of like, because in the brain, you don't realize they can't see you back. You think somebody's looking at you, especially if you come into a Whatnot and they say your name. They get me every time. I'll like be scouting around in the whatnots, and they go, "Oh, hi, niche lady." I go, "Shoot, now I got to stay here for a while." But connection, and marketing is about connection, and it's about, as Jordan said, that it's a relationship sometimes in just that brand recognition. Like we hear names like Jello. Everybody knows Jello isn't actually what the product is, right? It's a brand. It's a brand. But we all love, well, maybe again, I hate to say all, most of us love Jello. Jello's fun. But we didn't know that until it was presented to us that way over and over and over again, right? And then you try it and you go, oh yeah, this is fun. So it's just don't give up. Don't give up. Keep putting yourself out there. Keep putting your marketing out there. If something doesn't work, try something else. There's no good, bad. Well, I mean, there's probably some bad, but just analyze something that gets a lot of hits and a lot of engagement and go, oh, I need to do more of that. Something doesn't get any attention. Oh, I need to do less of that. And it's the same thing with no matter what you're doing. YouTube videos, whatnot sales, the type of things that you're putting for sale, like whatever it is, study what's working and build on what's working. And be aware if something isn't working, don't be dead set on, I'm going to make this work if it's not going to work. Final word.
I'm going to leave a link to the video that I just posted a couple days ago from YouTube with like the best advice I can ever give anyone is if you're looking to grow, if you're looking to be successful, if you're looking to change where you're at right now, you're going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Something has to change. You're going to have to embrace that uncomfortable feeling to get out of where you are right now. That's it. That's my final word. Mom, come back. Don't leave me.
I'm right here. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here once again on a Monday afternoon. Again, no whatnot sale this afternoon. I will be doing my whatnot on Wednesday this week at 3 p.m. So come find me over there. The sale's up, so you can go bookmark it right now. I don't have the pictures up yet, but the sale itself is bookmarkable. So at least I got that far.
Are my links not posting? Do you have to post my links?
Oh, because it has to be approved.
Oh, somebody approve my links.
What is it? Let me see if it'll let me.
It's from my YouTube page. I was typing it in.
I see it. I found it. We have a.
And then I posted my consultation link too. So if you want to post that again, so people have access to me.
There it is.
And I typed in the chat, anybody that's coming from my mom's page, I'll do a full hour for the 30-minute price. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And she is, not only is she brilliant at what she does, but she is the younger generation that is the buyer now. And that is gold right there, because we have to get out of our older mindset of the way it's always been for us with, buying, selling, and marketing into the baby boomers are not the big buyers anymore. It is the millennials. It is the younger set. And so she can help you with that too. All right, guys. Thank you, Jordan. Always love when you come on. I know you're super busy, so thank you for making the time. And with that, everyone, go be profitable and
make it social media.
Make it social media. All right. We'll see you on the next one.